Aureola. Yeah.
Hi guys, and we are live. So after a few months without doing some podcasts, because I've been pretty busy being a dad, so it's a full-time job. And we have today we're back with season 3 of this podcast, RTC podcast. We have some new toys, new software, but we have some old faces in. So some good old friends are coming back and say hi. And let me introduce you what we're gonna see today and discuss. All right. All right. Let's welcome our good friend Miko. How's it going, man?
Hello. Hi.
Welcome
Hi,
back.
Carlo.
Welcome back.
Oh,
Okay.
that's welcome back. I mean, this is a real pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invitation. I'm again like kind of humbled, by every of your kind of invite because I know how busy you are. You know how many things you have to do.
Busy is an
And
understatement.
man, and this is really thanks a lot. So
No
happy to be
worries,
here.
man.
And hello to everyone who's listening right now. I don't know how many people we have on
Yeah, we have 10 people watching.
okay.
And I already launched and said if they wanna ask some questions, just feel free. We're gonna try to keep some look in here. I have comments and reactions, and I can even show it on the screen now. So this is yeah. So I'm testing today some new toys as well. So if something goes wrong, again, this is live, this is unfiltered. Who cares, right? It's yeah, we are trying, we are testing, and we're having a chat with friends. So yeah, let's start this up, man. What's going on with Flowbox? Tell me everything.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, man. Just maybe just 2 words hello everybody, because I know who's watching exactly today, but just to introduce myself, my name is Miko Valencia. I'm a CEO of Flowbox, and this is my pleasure. I'm also VFX supervisor, working, I suppose like you guys, on a daily basis, fighting with the picture. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. And talking about Flowbox, it's I'm so excited about this release, the last version we created together with my team. So because this is we've been really busy collecting feedback for last months from studios, from artists, and thanks a lot to all of you guys. I mean, and girls, you've been so great, and you spent so much time with us. So we'd like to thank you so much. This is just how to say, it's just priceless. This is just impossible. How the reaction was really great. People, just to explain how difficult it is, in a big studios, people are working, 24 hours a day. Freelancers are having really tough times, meeting deadlines. It's just, the life, right? Especially VFX life. We know how it goes.
It's crazy.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
We're always trying to find solutions, and I keep being asked every single day. Every single day, people ask me, how can we be faster? How can we compete? And I keep saying, well, especially for this task for Roto, we need to be smart. We need people to bring up new tools and to listen to what the artists do, because it's such a difficult task, an underrated task, that people accept it as given. So yeah, tell us what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, this is, we've been really busy, So after we collected a lot of feedback from you guys, I mean, of course, we created a list. The list was pretty huge, and I love it because, listening from you is just, great time learning, what should be done, and especially, in an area like compositing and of course, rotoscopy, absolutely 100% focus on that. There's so many topics. So, of course, we have to do some choices. We are not a huge company. We are not Autodesk or Adobe, which I think is also an advantage here. It's not that bad. So we try to keep up with everything, and we made a list of things which are the most important. And as you can imagine, the number one on the list was, of course, Mocha Tracker. This is kind of no-brainer. Anyone who's dealing with the motion image and needs to cut out the piece of it and roto out some elements, first thing is, okay, come on, I'm not going to do it manually. Let's help me. Just, track this image for me. Let's track this hand, this leg, this crazy, something, wiggling and swinging in an image. Help me, yeah? So that's Mocha, right? I mean, guys, we spent, a couple of years, it's many years actually, that Mocha is like ruling the world in terms of planet tracking. So that was our number one on the list, and that's what we were 100% focused on, and we delivered. I think what we did is just amazing. I really love, now using Mocha inside Flowbox.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm gonna show you that, of course.
Yeah. Mocha is my favorite tool, and I couldn't do pretty much anything without Mocha right now, to be honest. It's mandatory. It's a super intelligent. We had Ross Shane last year, one of our first podcasts, and he was showing us all the new stuff in Mocha. So pretty much anything for Roto software. If you don't use Mocha inside it, you need to use outside and import the trackers. So if you are having it inside the tool, it's straight away, it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed success. So I'm really happy that you guys are implementing this, and I'm super excited to see it in action, man.
Yeah, and this is the moment I definitely have to send my thanks to Scott Ross, of course, and JP, who's the CEO of Imaging System. These guys are amazing. I mean, so thank you guys. I mean, your kind of how to say support during the implementation. The creators of Mocha were with us, helping us, giving us helping hand, in any situation we had along the implementation. So it was super smooth. I have to say, it was super smooth. We had the latest version of SDK. Their programmers and developers, they were ready to help anytime, in a moment. So that was just amazing.
That was amazing, man.
And I feel really like being a part of big like one family now, because I'm in Poland right now, Krakow, pretty Eastern Europe, right? Pretty far from States or any other like big markets, let's call it. But even though, if there is a talent, then we can meet another talent. So that was quick. and we made it together, right? So thanks guys for that. Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Okay.
Do you wanna show us? Do you wanna show us some cool stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. But just to sum up the changes. Of course, we're gonna show you the Mocha, which is the most important in a version 1.7. But because we also spend a lot of time with things around and more features that were implemented in 1.6. And because 1.6 was huge in terms of features, I'd love to show you also like how it works today, how we kind of put these things together. All right.
Absolutely.
So let me share my screen. Let's share my screen. Tell me if you can see my screen now.
Let me see.
Do we have it?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, perfect. So, okay, so let me do that. What's gonna be now? I mean, this is of course, I always do that. I'm using the latest version, latest build of Flowbox for demos. Even if it sometimes is gonna not 100% stable, I don't worry about it because I just want to spot out some crashes. And because of the autosave option in Flowbox, I'm fully protected, so I'm not worried. So even if any crash happens, I'm not gonna lose anything.
Man, it was impressive when you showed me that step-by-step crash recovery. That should be in every single software, man. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the same. I don't know why it's not like that. Okay, so let me show you. I mean, this is the 1.7 running up here, and everything what's, let's say, familiar for people working in Flowbox today is here. Nothing was like dramatically changed, so you can feel like at home. And let's right away go into Mocha. So I'm gonna add Roto Node by pressing O on the keyboard, just bringing the node. Automatically connected, of course, with the read node. So this is the sequence from Alexa. This is 2K images from Alexa. So you can see the performance as well, how nicely performs Mocha here inside. So just telling a few words about the implementation. Our goal was to make it as smooth as possible, as seamless as possible. So you shouldn't be really running any additional app or plugin or Windows, too many things. I know how it looks for, let's say, Mocha version for After Effects, Mocha for Nuke. This is good, this is great, but definitely for Roto, it has to be faster and, closer implementation kind of, way.
Yeah, it needs to be a no-brainer, right? This will be a simple way of using it.
Yeah, exactly. So of course, let's maybe try to touch this image here. I'm gonna show you quickly how we can do that. So I'm gonna go into the directory tree where we have all shapes. So this is important. So that's the area where we're creating all shapes here. So let's create a folder. So actually, Carlos, that's your lesson, of course. This is one of your lessons. So keep everything clean, keep in order, create a structure, name it properly. Then you're gonna be okay. If not, you're gonna be lost, right? So that's my folder. Yeah, for let's say cloth. I'm gonna call it cloth. And in this folder is gonna be soon gonna contain the tracking data. All right. So let me go here. I'm gonna inside this folder. I'm gonna create a shape, and that's how fast it can be. I can just select the Bezier shape, use brush for drawing, and just draw with my mouse quickly the shape. It doesn't. Right at this point, I'm actually more focused on a kind of area for tracking rather than actual shape for Roto, right? So that's the area we're gonna track. And as everyone who likes Mocha and uses Mocha knows, usually Mocha loves to have a bit space outside the shape to detect motion better.
Yep.
So what you can do here, after one stroke, you can just hold Alt key and right mouse button, drag, and make it a little bit bigger, just one correction, just like that, without any gizmos, anything like that. Just quickly make it bigger, and that's gonna be the start for tracking. I'm gonna set in point for this frame here on the timeline, and this is my shape for tracking, and I'm gonna go for Mocha Tracker tab here. So if I select shape, it's ready. We have some settings, of course, similar like in Mocha. We just pulled out from Mocha the most important settings here. So you have different models. How you're gonna analyze the image, and what type of channel you're gonna follow, which is luminance or automatic, and more motion detection, which is usually going. You have description nice, like the distance to search in the X direction, distance to search in Y direction. So you can play with the settings, of course, depends on the motion you have. And I bet like plenty of artists, they don't even go into settings because Mocha is so accurate from the beginning, right? Like immediately.
Yeah, it's usually more like going for if you want perspective, or if you want just shear, or just translation. So it's usually just simple stuff.
Exactly.
Since Mocha usually gets it pretty right. Miko,
exactly.
Just one thing. The guys are saying that the video quality from your side is a bit low. So
okay.
So just keep describing, because some of the tiny letters people might not be able to read. So they can see the picture, but just if you're doing something on fine details, just keep describing. Okay.
Got it. If it's gonna be really like blocky, let me know. I'm gonna reconnect, but I try to not move too much the image. I just cut out my video right now, stream, so you should see only my screen.
Cool. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, good.
So, okay. So this is the very important part, because I took this example on a purpose, because as you know, I mean, what is the very important moment when you track the area in the image. You need to sometimes to set the maths, the additional shapes to subtract from the area.
Yeah,
tracking
the usual occlusions, right?
Yes,
so
exactly.
You got that implemented.
Yes, and that's we are really proud of it, because
nice.
The SDK and let's say the people behind Mocha, they were kind of fully open to us. I mean, you guys, you can implement as you want. The Mocha inside Flowbox. So we said, okay, let's do it. Let's say fully. So what's first? First is like solid, planar track, of course, with all options. The second is occlusion. This is the most important part.
Cool.
So to do occlusion, let me show you how to do that. I don't know if you can see that the directory is here, but what's cool, inside this directory, I can create a second one. Let me show you. I'm going to do another directory inside. And I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna move my. Sorry, I'm gonna reorder that plot. So that's my plot. Sorry, this is gonna be my fence. And inside this fence, I'm gonna create the shapes for the fence, right? So I'm gonna just quickly grab this area, which is not gonna be tracked without too much detail right now. And the second one, and the third one. Okay. And these are shapes, occlusion shapes, right? So we tell Mocha algorithm to avoid these areas, to skip these areas when the tracking is going to be calculated. Just to explain it, right? So this is ready. And now what we can do, what is important, we have a folder inside with these maths elements. And what we have to do, actually, the only thing we have to do is actually to say, okay, click right mouse button and say ignore parent transform. So if we do that, we tell the Mocha that don't track this. Yeah. Shapes, yes.
So basically, set up the occlusion, right? So you're telling that those ones will not count.
Exactly. So now the shape elements are not affected by tracking, which is important, right? Because we don't want to start following, so this is static, and here's the shape. So let me just reorder that quickly. So I have okay, this is ready. And in a fence, what is important now? We have to cut out the area, right? So let me show you the Roto now output. I'm gonna show it here. This is the alpha channel what I got. So I need to cut out the area right here. So in a fence folder, I'm gonna set up the merge stencil, and it's ready.
Yeah.
You see? So now my fence is subtracting from the shape, original shape, and we are ready. So now what we're gonna do? We're gonna just grab the shape, go through the Mocha Tracker, go back to the image. Let's see. I'm gonna just quickly reorder that to the shape, Mocha Tracker, and on the top panel here, you got settings to start tracking. So let's track. Hit play. As you can see, the shape nicely goes without grabbing these elements, right? Cool. Ignoring them. Yeah. So that's the way how it works, right? Okay, so we have a tracker. Now we are going with this 2K Alexa, let's say, image. The shape is pretty big, so it takes time, like you see, but I think it's pretty fast. And of course, we're gonna get some sliding, all that, but I can guarantee you that in a Mocha you're gonna get exactly the same situation, right? So this is the part I got. Of course, now what is important, the only keyframe I have is at the beginning, the first keyframe. So now I can start animating this shape if I like. So I can put the transform gizmo, I can adjust what I need, and I can just start, refining my rotor here. Yeah. So that's how it works. It's a very fast thing. Let me show you another example, which was showed during the demo on the video, which is really like going really well. So let me just go here, cases. We got a horse here.
So basically, all the tracking information stays inside that layer, right?
Yes. So let's just quickly go back.
Anything that you draw inside that layer will have that movement.
Exactly. Thanks, Carlos, for mentioning that. Let me just show you quickly. So this is the part we have. So that's the shape, and now as you see, then all tracking data are inside the folder called cloth.
Cool.
That's my. What is great here, what I can do now, I can actually delete this shape. That was a shape to help me track things down. So I can just delete it now, no problem. And inside this folder, I can create a proper shape if I like. So I can go here, I can start nicely, crafting what's necessary here, right? So I can use drawing, of course. I can do it manually if I like, but it's up to me, right? But okay, so let's say I'm gonna do it like that, using some simple shapes, and whatever I'm gonna do here, it's gonna be tracked nicely with the Mocha, right? So this is like following immediately. So that's your Mocha folder, and you got the CP, which is corner pin shortcut here, short name for corner pin data, right? Which is inside the folder. Can you hear me well?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yellow rectangle here tells these elements inside this folder are not affected by tracking. They are out of tracking, and also they were working as an occlusion, right?
Yep.
Because we have the subtract stencil here, stencil mode, and that's it. Actually, that's it. Now you can create your folders for other stuff and start tracking piece by piece, whatever it's needed. I can show you this here on this second example with the horse, which is really nice. Let's reset it. That's it. Oh, sorry, green channel. So let's go here. Let's bring Roto. That's Roto.
We have some reactions from the crowd. So Amaro is saying, great implementation of Mocha with the possibility to make holdout masks for better tracking. Yeah. And
holdout masks. Thanks for this.
Ludwig is saying,
sorry?
Yes, Flowbox is fast.
Thank you. I think it's fast. Of course, I'd love it to be 10 times faster always, like faster than the light. But let these algorithms do the magic. What's great, it's kind of automating the process, right? So okay, let's go here. That was really like a blast here. So if I create a folder called F for the course, and I'm gonna create a shape here. That was cool part because let me show you what you can do if you use your drawing here for the parts which are more, let's say, detailed, right? More details here. So I can play here with some nice stuff like, okay, this element here. Yeah.
You can. I don't remember. I remember if this drawing, I think it was only available for Beziers, right?
That's correct.
Is it available for your new F-Splines? Not yet.
No, drawing is working only with Beziers. This is because of the algorithm of Beziers and tangents, right?
Oh, okay.
Because we kind of we are teaching the tangents how to behave according to the line you're drawing, right? So that's
makes
for the
sense.
Beziers.
If you draw and it's not in basically on the actual tangent, it will not understand, right? So if you do B splines, it won't be on the edge. All the control points are outside. Yeah, I get
exactly.
it.
So that's why it's almost I think it's impossible to teach these type of curves, to follow exactly.
The point would have to guess where it will be for the spline to be on the position. Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's a bit difficult.
Yeah, and also the B spline is usually all smooth, right? So creating some extremes in a curves is difficult to kind of recreate in a B spline world because you have a tension, you have let's say the cage you're moving, but only Beziers gives you like 100% freedom in this area, right? So let me just quickly finish the shape manually here. Yep. So I was drawing. You see the shape, which is really nicely accurate here. I don't even need to optimize it too much. So let me just create the shape here for the head. Okay, I'm gonna maybe move here and there just to refine it. Okay, so that's my shape gonna work later, right? If this horse is gonna move the front here, maybe nostrils, and we're gonna animate it. Probably with separate shapes as well. But let's check. Now, for Mocha, what you can do now, so you have a shape which is nice, not a draft shape, but the shape you're going to use. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just make it bigger, just like that, right? Like before, using scaling. And that's it. Now I'm ready for tracking. So this is nice. You can later go back, just, scaling this down, and you're going to be ready. Okay, so let's just start tracking. I think I can also enable follow shape option just to keep it stabilized, so I don't need to, unzoom. So let's go for Mocha. That's my shape.
Nice. So you can stabilize it in real time.
Yeah.
So you don't need to track it and then stabilize it. You stabilize it straight away out of the box. Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Exactly. You see now I can focus on my tracking. The head is in the center of my screen, right?
Oh, nice.
You see, I'm just seeing how it goes. Okay. It's okay. It's nice. I really like it. It's very good for later work. Now perspective nicely working, right? You see that?
Pretty extreme now.
Now it's lost because we lost head, right? That's obvious, right?
Yeah.
Still here, it's really, really good, and it's stabilized now.
Oh,
yeah, of course, Flowbox, as everyone who uses Flowbox knows, doesn't need tracking for stabilization. That's another trick, but we have now tracking here, so we can see it. Okay, so this is great. Now I can let's say go back to the first frame, and now that's my keyframe, so I can scale down to the proper position, and now this is even better, right? Of course, I'm going to animate elements. I'm going to probably simplify it, make more shapes.
Yeah, and probably draw new splines for all the tiny details.
Exactly. Yeah. So you need to cover this with separate shapes. That was just an example, how this area could be tracked. Because now, with this tracking, I can now, now I can, on top of that, I can place new shapes, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're going to be tracked nicely together.
Miko,
yep.
Misho was asking, can you convert Beziers to B splines?
Not possible. You can do vice versa. You can do the other way. You can convert B splines into Beziers, and this is in Flowbox. It's done automatically during the export. So if you are exporting B splines, for example, to another software like Nuke or After Effects, you are getting Beziers, right? Because the Beziers are kind of universal format for shapes for curves, right?
Yeah, I remember even on the Yeah, all noodles. So all the because of all the tangents and all the actual tension on the points, everything would be converted into Beziers when it gets into Nuke. I think now it's easier because Nuke is implementing some better splines as well. But yeah, in our community, everybody is pretty much like B-spline addicted.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you have, for the people that haven't seen this yet, you have a new type of spline, right? You call it F-Spline.
Oh yeah, we have a F-Spline. I'm really proud of it actually because the idea was let's say, idea was simple, but execution wasn't that easy.
Mm-hmm.
And at many points, during the implementation of F-Splines, we are kind of trying to guess, if this implementation is gonna be welcomed by users, if the users really like it. I mean, we had of course feedback from studios that yes, they want it, but that's kind of always kind of experiment, right? So let me show you. This is maybe a good example here. Let me just pick some element. Can you see the image well?
Yeah. Quality is not fantastic, but when it stabilizes, it
All
gets
right.
better.
So, okay, so here we're gonna create let's say the example for that. Or maybe let me check. Yeah, this is not super high-res. It's just 2K image. So if I zoom a lot, all right, let me maybe keep it like that. Okay, so I'm gonna use F-Spline right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna create. This is the cage, of course. You see that, right? So the cage is nice. I'm gonna do something like that. Just an example of a situation where you may need F-Spline instead of just B-Spline. So that's B-Spline element. Of course, we try to cover some curves here, some soft, smooth elements. Okay, B-Spline is perfect for that, of course. If we need to go here,
I'm not seeing. Oh, yeah. Suddenly it got in. We were not seeing. I was not seeing the actual picture being drawn, the actual spline being drawn. Frame rate is really slow. Yeah.
So this is pretty sharp or no?
Yeah. It's getting better now. It's getting better. So basically,
Okay,
while you were drawing, you have all these points are B splines, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
these are all B-spline points. So you have a B-spline, but just to be clear, I mean about it, our B-spline, let's say point, it's already modified B-spline. It's not a B-spline like in other software. So let me show you, because we spent quite an amount of time, talking and adjusting the flexibility of it. So let me show you. This is the point. If you want to change the tension for this point, you hold Alt key and drag on the point. So of course you can make it 100% sharp, and also you can do it the other way to make it super soft. Here you see I'm just bending this line, and you can also push it, over the edge, kind of. You see what I'm doing right now? I don't know. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is important. This kind of flexibility is super important because this way we give you, all the kind of, range of options to cover the shape,
Nice
right?
tension control. Yeah.
Yes, that's a full, big, huge range. Nuke is sort of limited here, has its own implementation. Mocha has its own, and the Silhouette, of course, is different as well. But all of them are okay, I would say. Yeah, that's all good, but we just think we should give you a bit more. So that's tension. Now, if you set it manually, let's say to this point, let's say a little bit sharper here, and maybe here I'm gonna make it softer. I'm gonna do it vice, opposite direction. So now what is cool, what is great. If I select these 2 points now, and I want to adjust 2 at the same time, I can do an offset to both of them. You see, I'm pushing them nicely proportional. I'm not overwriting this, right? So if I push it to the right,
Yep.
this guy is going to be more than 100%, and this is going to be, let's say, even not 50% in a value. So it's nicely behaving here. So let's say I'm going to create a shape with all tensions ready like that, which is manual. Everything is a bit different. This is 100% sharp. This is 100% sharp. This is soft.
This is a good question, Miko. Misho is asking if the tension is keyable.
Absolutely yes.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. The tension is, of course, keyable. So if I now go here, let me show you sorry, we have this tracking here. So let me just untrack. Unstabilize. So this is the shape, yeah. So you see the tension is here the same. So let me now select all of it, and let's do the offset on the tension. So this is the new tension, completely new for everything. And now you see this is animated, right? The tension is animated.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, so no problem with that. Don't worry, everything is animated. So yeah, I was just saying that you can nicely do some corrections to entire shape. If you feel okay, I need to make it a little bit softer, so just one drag and it gets softer, but proportionally for each point.
Cool.
Okay, so let's go back now to the F-Spline thing. So I'm gonna bring it back here, and
so we are still in B-Spline realm, right?
Yes, this is B-Spline realm. But now, at some point, I may need to break the rules, let's call it, right? So if I want to break the rules, I can do it, for example, by deleting this point. I'm going to delete this point, and I'm going to say, okay, between these two, I need different type of points, which is Bezier points. So let's just control-click on a spline. This point is going to be yellow, which is a bit different. This is orange, this is yellow. This is a small difference, but every artist can spot it quickly. So select this yellow point now, the new point, and as you see, we have tangents. And this is it. This is it. You know, it's very simple, but it's
cool.
It's
so you have a mix now, a mix of Bezier and B-Spline.
Yeah, and what's cool? Take a look how seamless it is. I mean, we have smooth kind of transition between tangent area. This is my tangent, you see, and this is B-Spline area.
Yeah.
And we smooth. I mean, from one to another, right? I can add more points like here, see? So I can do something like that. There is a cage, but at this point, this cage is not going to be used, of course. Yeah. So I can do something like that with one click, right? With just 3 points, elements like that. This could be a bit difficult in doing in the B-Spline area, right? In the B-Spline world.
Yeah.
This shape. And what is cool, it's smoothly coming from one to another, right? And again, what is cool, it's fully animated smoothly. You can modify it smoothly, no problem. If you want to extend the feathers, no problem. You see, that's my feather, right? So as you see, we made it really kind of, fluent kind of, you know.
Really nice.
So you're not going to feel the problem here, like, you know, some errors maybe between of course, you know, if you're gonna go really crazy with the shape, I can imagine you can create some glitches. I suppose yes.
Yeah.
But if you are doing it properly, you're good. Yeah. So
cool.
So that's my shape now.
I like it.
And just to mention, you know, the feather in Flowbox is fully kind of flexible here. Let me show you. You can just select all feather points, but Control G, and you see my feather is. I'm controlling only feather now, fully. So I can scale it up, rotate it if I like, so I can, you know, play with that. I can put a transform gizmo and play with my shape with gizmo. So everything is here, just separated for the feather. Yeah. If anyone wants it.
Gives you a lot of option. Cool. All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
So that's F-Spline. Okay. Let me jump for a moment to the feature which was introduced at the very beginning of Flowbox, which is snapping, right? I think this feature needs to be let's say updated from the workflow point of view. Let me show you that because we spent a lot of time with studios analyzing, you know, how snapping can be useful and in what situation, right? So let me just clean up this space here. I'm going to delete this project here. Oh, I think we may have no crash. Damn it. Okay. Still stable. Okay, so let me just bring another example. Yeah, actually, I'm waiting for the crash. You know, the crash is always for developers, for us designing the software. Any crashes, there's a lot of information coming from. Yeah, so, and we need to spot every even smallest bug. So let's create a new project. I'm gonna bring the case here. Here's my case folder.
This is very interesting. In my last compositing course, we were using Flowbox as our main roto tool, and we were always using the latest version. So the guys kept bugging you during the weekend with fixes, and so I had to stop them from sending messages throughout the weekend. It's like, come on, guys, they need some rest. Okay, so we are using the latest developments, and we shouldn't be bugging them during the weekend. Okay, so it's crazy, man.
I mean, this is again the moment I just have to say thank you, all of you. I mean, all students. I'm not naming, giving now all the names, but guys. I mean, you are all kind of so dedicated during this process of kind of working together with us, working on a software, using software efficiently during the exercises and examples, and at the same time giving us feedback, which was for us
was trying really hard to help, but when we start using something heavily, we start demanding new stuff. It's like, oh yeah, there's a problem here, there's a problem there. But yeah, your support was really good, honestly. It's difficult to find a support team that can deliver that quickly. Okay, so and for a brand new software, it's amazing how you put it together.
Great, thanks a lot. I mean, I really appreciate your words here, and I know that the team was so because this comes from the kind of passion we have here, and we are 100% also focused on what we're doing right now. So that's the thing, and I think this just pays off, because these interactions between students and artists gives us so much information. You can't. This is like really huge. I mean, we can. This is like big leap. You can go from like trying to find out the problem into like huge development. Leap in terms of features, bug fixing, and everything in just 1 week. It can be done. Yeah. It's possible, and distraction is made by exactly this. Artists and students being actively pushing us. That's awesome. That's just awesome. Of course, at some point, I'm pretty sure we're not gonna be able to keep up with everything because we have now. I have to say we have hundreds of users now. So this is not like small number. We're going up and up, and this is growing. So I bet we have to create a lot of more documentation, more videos. This is I'm always apologizing. We have to bring more videos, but I think this podcast and your invitation, it's a super opportunity to show off a lot of things, tricks, and tips how to use Flowbox efficiently, right?
All right.
Can you see the image?
What do you have in there? Yeah, show us.
Yeah, so we have a lady, and this is really great example. So let me show you here the element we're gonna deal with. This is I'm gonna make it a bit darker so you can see. So well, let's take a look. I mean, this is the element we're talking about, right? So this type of rotoscopy, it's a very common rotoscopy problem, and you have to deal with that. So
right. Yeah, moving cloth is a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. So Mocha, rather not. I wouldn't say we can help this element with Mocha, right? Nothing to track really, right?
There's not much in there apart from frame by frame. This is what I see. It's there isn't much else to do apart from moving point by point, to be honest.
Yeah. So let me show you just quickly. I mean, this is the I'm gonna create a Bezier just because I'm gonna play with snapping here, but I'm gonna also later show you the option with F-Spline plus snapping, which is also very cool. But let's for Beziers do with Beziers right now. So just quickly, okay, let's maybe create an element here like this one. I'm gonna do it the old way first to show you the difference because I think this is important. So this is the old way. So we have a shape. Now we're gonna go for the next keyframe maybe here, and what we can do. So we can move it not really helps. Doesn't help. So we start manipulating, right? Because this is organic, super difficult. So let me show you how I do that. So that's my. I have to deal also with the inner area.
So this is pretty much old way. So moving point by point.
Super old way, yeah. So yeah, this is old way. So now we have second
old, when you say old, it's more current. It's like current way of doing it.
That's funny. Yeah, you're right. This is current. Okay. Yeah. Now. Yeah, for me, it's just old. And this is. This is because I actually, I never got back to any other software to do Roto for let's say last year. Maybe that's why. Okay, so this is.
You're spoiled.
Yeah, I'm completely spoiled. Yeah. So this is the next frame. So right. So what we can do here, not much. If we gonna start rotating this thing, I don't know really. If it's gonna help. You see the problem, right? So yeah. I think it's needed to be presented. So okay, so oh my God, maybe here, maybe there. I don't know. Let's move it here. Maybe it's here. Now we have a problem because it's gonna.
It's frame by frame. It's frame by frame. There's no. Yeah.
How many? You see how many? Let's say minutes and seconds took me. Positioning even this shape here, right? So okay, let's stop this all the way stuff. So I deleted the shape. Okay, so let me go here. And go for Bezier, and okay, I'm gonna do the manual start, just placing points here, okay, something like that, okay. And now I'm gonna show you something what is different from all the way, and also what is different from your regular thinking about Roto, okay. As you see, I'm creating a line. But I'm not going to create entire shape. I'm just creating one line. Mm-hmm. I'm following the edge. It's just an edge. So I'm going to pressing enter now. Close it. So finish it as open spline. That's my open spline. And this is very important because when we do Roto, we actually are working with the edges, right? There's a silhouette, with kind of edge of the character, of the element. And what we have to do a lot, we have to deal with these inner parts, like additional points inside the body, inside the leg, hand, or head, right? So there's a lot of elements, right, to deal with. So why so? Why to do that? If we can skip it. That's the first thing. So let me show you. This is the line. We're gonna follow this line. Let's go to the next keyframe. Let's say here. And now I'm gonna press brush, just to quickly, bring back the basics. You select brush, and this brush is now for snapping. The line becomes blue, so it's ready for snapping. And now what I can do, I can just draw a line here, right? So I'm gonna draw a line with my mouse. I'm sorry, it's not gonna make it. So you're there, right?
I can't get enough of this.
Yeah. So, see, this is done. I wasn't moving any point. So okay, of course we have to do more of these drawings, right? It's not gonna be ready in a second, but okay, W on the keyboard and just draw, yeah. So this is it, snap, yeah, and it's animating, of course, interpolating between frames, right? Here, press W, okay, draw, yeah. So this is it. No worries, the same number of points all the time, right? Draw and draw and draw and draw and draw. Okay, so that's that was wrong. So if you make a mistake, just press W again because it's gonna be fast. Don't worry. Just if you have a pen,
just try it again.
Just quickly fix it. Manual correction, no problem. You can do it as well. This is also quick. Okay, so we have some animation here, just bunch of keyframes. Okay. Of course, we need to work more, but that was just pleasure, I would say, instead of previous way. So we are here,
and I can see here that you're pretty much using, in this case, you're using a Bezier because it sits on the edge. So I would say that in this case, you would need to use this kind of spline, right? So a B spline would not sit on the actual edge. So you're pretty much giving me the only reason that I have to use a Bezier right now.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
You're giving me a
Unfortunately,
good
I was
reason to
thinking,
use this.
yeah, you have to break your saint rules. I mean, I'm sorry, but this cool Mojo stuff is coming with Beziers.
Oh man, please
So
do, please do.
yeah,
Make me change.
yeah, yeah. Let's do that. I mean, this is the simple, rule, but anything that can do, right? The trick. So let's
Yeah.
use it.
Misha was asking the same thing. Is this drawing tool working with B-splines? So it's the
Yeah,
thing. I
let's
think it works, right? But in this case, it doesn't make much sense because you want to draw on the edge. You want the spline to be on that edge. So with B-splines,
yes.
because the control points are outside, you would need to draw, but then the control points would need to be guessing where they need to be for the actual line to be on the edge. So it's kind of an artificial
Correct.
intelligence way of predicting that for the future now.
Correct. Okay, so let me show you. This is the spline, right? I hope you can see it well. So that's the B. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. We lost you for a bit.
Okay. No, that's the B spline. Can you see the B spline now?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, that's the B spline. So I'm gonna now use snapping, right? So because that was kind of request, so we can check the snapping because that's the second position, right?
Yeah.
Let's press W, blue line, and let's draw the line here, maybe like that. You see?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? We place the cage points on the edge.
Basically,
That's
the control
the
points
difference.
stay on the edge. Yeah, and then the line is gonna miss around that area.
Yes, but as you see in many situations, it's gonna be not that far.
Yeah. It's
what
still
it is, right?
it's still pretty acceptable, to be honest.
Exactly, because otherwise you have to move these points manually, right? One by one.
Yeah.
So I would say I would use the snap with B-spline as well here, just to correct the extremes, the places where this goes off.
I have a question for
even
you,
though
Miko.
it's pretty.
So after you well, I don't know what you're gonna do now. Maybe closing the actual spline. But how does this translate if you want to import this into Nuke? Everything is going to be converted into a unified, probably Bezier, no?
Yes, that's correct. And this is important because if you're gonna if you are using Beziers all the way without F-Spline for the shot for the project, if you're gonna export here, let me show you. This is export option. You're gonna get export to Nuke without baking. So you're gonna get only keyframes, which is perfect because it's like super lightweight and easy to use later. But if you go for F-Splines, if you're gonna use F-Splines, because this is different model, right? Different type of splines, we have to convert it into Beziers, and during the conversion we have to bake them.
Yeah, makes sense.
So now you're exporting with the Nuke to bake. I can show you that in a second how it will look. So let's just finish this element here, just to show you why we are dealing with one spline. And that is correct. Your guess was correct. I'm gonna close it later. So I'm gonna close the shape now, which is not exactly what I need, but that's why I have replay it, right? I can enable replay it here, and just add 2 points, move this here, and that's my part. That's my part of the cloud. Let's disable replay it, and let's check this in motion. My shape is done, right? This element. And
Misha is asking, can you use a snap for just a selection of points?
Of course, and this is great. Let me show you. For example, here, right? So let's say only these 5 points are not exactly where they need to be.
Yep.
So select only 5, press W, and just place them where you want them to be, which is going to be good.
This is nice.
Yeah, you're ready. And what is cool, let me show you that in a hair example, because that was the idea, how you can roto quickly with snapping using one open spline and then close the shape later, right?
Yeah.
I think this is nice workflow. And let's go to the heavy stuff here. which is here.
Because
That's
basically
what we love.
you want to avoid having to draw all the way through the inside of the spline as well, right? Inside of the body. So you're saying that
Yeah.
that it's easier to follow just the edge until the very end, and then you just close it and ripple at it, and that's it. So there's no need to be each time drawing on the edge and then going inside and around, right?
Correct.
Cool.
And in the next release, I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna spoil it anyway.
Spoilers, please do.
We plan to add the option for joining the shape.
Joining the shape.
So if you join, so you can join, like, so two open splines can be joined. So you can now start imagining, how to, so you have one edge, second edge, third, snap them, all of them, and then at the end you can just join them. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's natural expansion to this feature, right?
Cool.
Okay, but this is, let us work on that. I mean, this usually, sometimes even small things like you have like joining shapes is, for example, for 3D is like super simple, right? Come on, joining two vertices on the spline.
Absolutely.
What's the problem? For a software like this, there's so many connected, elements inside the software, and we don't want to break the compatibility every second. So we have to deal with that. Okay, let me show you this example, which is also cool. Use the
detail.
Sorry? Yeah.
Hair detail is always a must, right? There's you can't go wrong with hair detail. It's point by point, frame by frame. There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah. So you see one line, nicely optimized shape immediately. Let me just, maybe if you need to adjust it, just press J on the keyboard. J. Go to point density. This is floating slider. Just hold J on the keyboard, and you can drag this slider to make less. You see, I can simplify the shape.
Oh, nice.
Or make more points. You see.
Nice.
Nicely automated. So I think this is the minimum number of points here. I need, and also you see the tangents. Everything is automatically adjusted. Just hit enter to finish this open spline. And let's see the tangents. Tangents are nicely set for every curve. And so we're ready, yeah? And now if we're gonna, let's say, animate now, okay, so let's say here maybe. So just, again, right, press W and say, okay, we go now here. Maybe here. I don't know exactly what it should be, but let's say here, yeah? And we are going there, right? W, and let's go.
So this still counts as a Bezier. Is this possible to translate into an open spline and have width, thickness of that spline?
You mean like in Flowbox? Yes, you can apply width here. Let me show you. So just select points. For example, here in the base of here at the beginning. So just extend the feather. Select points, extend the feather, and that's it. You're ready to go. Let me show you how it looks here. I'm gonna assign second viewer here. Show the second viewer here, and just check the alpha channel. That's alpha channel. Yeah.
Oh, so this is the new. This is with feather, right?
That's feather, correct.
Okay, and is that just for one side? No, it's for both sides. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's both sides. Let me show you. Yeah, this is both sides. So if I drag this guy here, you see.
But is it possible to do it without the feather? Just having thickness and overall thickness on the line?
Not yet. This is you mean like thickness per point, right? Because you can thickness per point is not yet. We are working on it. But what we have now today is like thickness for everything, right? So you can, for example, delete the feather with this key, and let's say thickness like this, right? You can change the thickness of the line.
Okay. So it's it's there.
And second option could be, let's reset to 1 pixel. And the second option could be, let's say, if we have a feather, for example. You can use feather here, like global feather. You see?
Okay, lovely. So you have thickness and you have feather. Cool.
And
I like it.
This is the feather. Yeah, so you can show you, can make it more solid.
So does this
Right,
translate
doesn't
into
fall off.
open splines or Beziers in Nuke? Beziers probably.
It translates into open splines in
Open
Nuke,
splines,
and what
okay.
we are working right now, we are working on feather implementation.
Cool.
So the feather goes exactly the same in Nuke. This is coming, so just stay tuned, and we will release it.
Love
Now we have in Nuke we're gonna get just open spline with the basic settings. Yeah. Okay, so you can imagine for one example that you do all animation using snapping inside Flowbox, and okay, if you're now gonna fine tune some feather things and transparency and things, you can do it during the compositing stage in Nuke, right? And no problem with that. Yeah.
We have a few questions for you. Can we animate the number of points? Animate the number of points.
No, you cannot animate number of points. I understand the question, but let me show you how nicely you can manipulate here the detail, right? So, but that was a similar question to the previous one. Let me show you. So, for example, here I have a hair with a tip, which is simple. Let's say I'm gonna in this frame, or for example this frame, I'm gonna need the more detail here. This area, just control click points you need to add.
And
you
can
see
add
without
the
changing
points meanwhile, right?
Yeah, control click, and just select this part and press W and say, okay, more detail here, right? So this is it. And this is going to interpolate it, as you see. Nice. This is interpolating into the rest of the animation. So, yes, there is no kind of, animating number of points. But
yeah, because you need to commit with the points, right? You need to wait as soon as they are there, you need to use them. Right?
Yes.
Makes sense.
Exactly.
But it's good that you can add it without destroying the whole spline. It's usually one of the problems when you commit to a number of points and then you want to add some detail, is that it starts destroying it across the rest of the shot. So
yes, this can be a problem. And what is cool here, because to be honest, I don't like having too many points, and because managing too many points is difficult, especially today when we do roto, right? That's why the only situation where I don't really feel kind of danger or problem having now 20 points instead of 3 is because I have snapping. I'm just not worried. I have these points here. There's like 10 points here maybe. That's okay. I don't feel a problem. If I want to move these points now because they are hiding inside the haircut here, I'm just gonna grab these. Actually, without selecting, I'm just gonna grab these and say, okay, guys, you go down here, and it's done. I don't need to worry. See?
Yeah, this is amazing, man. This is the reason why I need this software. I need this software, man.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now it's cool. I mean, if you wanna, let's say, for example, in Flowbox, if you wanna render out the image from Flowbox for the mattes for hair elements, no problem. You can do the thickness later afterwards. So that's my animation, okay, for the hair position. And now afterwards, okay, let's enable now Repolative, and let's play. So we can fine tune the thickness, right? We can play with that. Okay, maybe here, maybe there, and that's it. And it's because we have repolated, it's ready for entire animation. Let me just make it darker so you can see. Yeah, so it's done. So it works with feather nicely. And in repolated also works in a range now. So if you don't remember, so this is
yeah,
pretty
the
cool.
repolated you have a really nice setup with smart repolated and stuff, right?
Yeah, smart repolated. Yeah, I was showing that I think in the last podcast, but I can of course show that again just to, because we were refining this. Yeah, so just to explain, so if we have a shape that is rotating here, this is going to be automatically analyzed. Let me show you the what is a good example here. Not much of rotation here. Okay, I'm going to do a dummy here, a dummy shape. So this is going to be Bezier, sorry, F-Spline.
Sorry, I'm drawing the attention to other stuff as well, but I know that some of the people that are watching this podcast never saw this software anyway. So it's always good to show what you can do even with the other features that we've released. Yeah.
Absolutely, thanks, Carlos, for that. Because I'm sometimes going too fast, skipping things. So okay,
you
so
just
this
assume that it's there, and it's yeah, we know it. It's here.
and so okay, so this is the option. Okay, this is manually animated shape, no tracking, nothing like that. Like that, we are animating. I can even let's say, just to show the thing. If you animate manually, you do something like that. You just change the point position. You see, playing more with the shape. It's more organic. Okay, so maybe here. Okay, so it's changing, right?
Yeah.
But what is important, we have a rotation here happening. This is rotation going on, and now if we go for in Nuke, Mocha, or another software, if you go for ripple edit, let's say modifications, like for example here, I can enable ripple edit, which is basic one, like in Nuke, Mocha. If I drag this point to the right, like here, and that's my modification. So let's check. You see, this is the problem. The entire shape is rotating, but the rest is in place. No correction here, right? So, because this is only translation calculated, no rotation happening. So what we did different algorithm. This is the effect you're going to get in Nuke, Mocha, or Silhouette, because this algorithm works like that today. For us, it's different. We just let's undo. Let's enable ripple edit intelligent. If you hold mouse, you can see this second option, or just press twice on this icon. You got this letter I, and now let's move this point to the right, and let's check how it behaves. So that's the difference. You see?
Yeah, it has the rotation in consideration. Yeah, much better.
What is cool if I now in this mode intelligent ripple edit. So you see these points here, like for example in this keyframe, they were like moving organically, let's say, changing the stretching, let's call it. We're stretching this line. So no problem with that. Just go here and add a couple points. For example, here I'm going to add a couple B-spline points, like this element here. And now take a look. It's rotating together with the shape like it was trapped.
Much better.
It's following the shape. What is cool, take a look. Right side of the shape is behaving differently because there's a different stretch. And left side is stretching differently. But what we do, we analyze the neighbors. We always analyze what's going on with the neighbors. So you're going to get nicely accurate, rotation following the rest of the shape.
Cool.
Yeah, I really love this feature. Okay, so that's replay. And we also made some quick, tweaks to the stabilization, which is cool because you can now like stabilize on the fly without, jumping of the image. So you can select, for example, if you have shape following the shape, if you select this hair element, zoom in here, see this element. So we are following, you see, always in the center. Now if I want to just go for another shape, just select it, and it's done. Now we're stabilizing only this shape, right? So this is stabilization for the shape. If I unplug it, this is now moving independently completely. Yeah? So
our video quality is still sucking.
Something, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I can wait a bit. So is it like super blocky?
The guys are saying that is it possible to make the shape line bigger?
Shape line bigger. What do you mean by shape line?
Thickness, probably the thickness of that or the color. Yeah.
The color. Yeah, we can do the color. I mean, the thickness. Just to be honest, I don't know what's your experience, but from my experience, this pixel analyzing we have here is usually even too much for Roto.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
It's just for the actual stream to see it better because it's blocking.
Now I understand. Now I understand the question. Sorry. Actually, sorry, I cannot change it. But let me do one thing. I'm going to create a shape here just quickly to explain later one case. Let me just, maybe now it's going to be better. Let me see. How is it now?
Probably you can see it better. Yeah.
More contrasted, right? You see now. Okay. So this is going to be difficult to spot maybe on this quality of the video, but let me show you one thing here, because when I work with the shape and I want to see the actual, where the line is versus my image element. So I want to really focus on, on the image actually. That's my 100% focus. Not really the spline is actually usually the problem. It gets in the way, the points,
yeah,
the
we want it
tangents, all these.
to be as simple as possible. Yeah, he was saying that it was just for the stream. Yeah, just for us to watch it.
Yeah, cool. But I just want to show you the image set display settings, sorry, in a Flowbox, just so you can quickly see how you can solve this for your let's say 1,000 corrections you have to make here. And this is the moment where I don't want to see tangents, feather points because I don't want to use feather, and even line. I want to be super transparent and smooth. So I can do that here. So if I go through this display settings here, I can make it bigger for you. Let me just quickly go like this. One moment. Can you see it better now? Because I'm just making the interface bigger.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this is another feature, of course, of Flowbox. Another unique feature of Flowbox that you can on the fly change the size of the interface, like you see here. Right? I can go really crazy, you see.
Cool.
And okay, let's make it a bit bigger. Yeah, it seems to be a toy, but it's super useful when you have a 4K monitor and you need to see something.
Absolutely.
On the interface. Okay, so that's the situation. So now each state, each action I do with my Beziers can be modified with these sliders and checkboxes, right? So if my shape is selected, I can say, okay, if I'm selecting my shape, this is shape selected, I can make my vertices bigger to see them better, maybe more transparent to see what's below. And if I select points, maybe here, I don't want to see tangents or feather points, so you can just, in this column, vertex selected, change it. Vertex is okay, but tangents, no. Thank you. Feather, handle visible, no. Thank you. They're gone.
Yeah, this is usually one of the reasons that I don't like Beziers, is because it's so full of information of tangents and controls and stuff. So it's just too much for the edge. So I just want to see the edge, to be honest, a line and the edge and a point.
Even points sometimes are getting in the way, right?
Yeah.
So what we do here, what we can do here is like, okay, when I'm dragging the line to the point, actually, I don't want to see the point itself. So just go to interactive column, which is when this is drag action, and just disable point here, like this. And you're good. Look, now if I select this point and drag, the points are gone. You see only line.
Oh, nice.
Really nice, yeah? And now even more, because the line is thick. For me, it's thick. Of course, for this video, it's probably barely visible, but it's for roto work, it's just thick. So just make it transparent. So in the interactive column, let's go for Bezier opacity and just drag this to 0.4, for example. And just now when I drag my line, it's super thin, super transparent.
Nice.
I can see where I'm dealing with my shape, yeah? So
perfect would be if you can hide the mouse as well.
Actually, you're right. Actually, this was noted as a feedback. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It would be perfect in this case if you wanna just watch because you were actually moving the point where the mouse is, right? So it would be actually nice. Or if you can grab that with the mouse without the mouse being close to that point, is it possible?
Yeah. Well, we have some kind of area to pick up the point, but actually, yes. I mean, what you can do, it's fine because you can use another feature, which is quick drag, in Flowbox, which is Control right mouse button. So select the point. For example, you wanna move this point, just move the mouse wherever you want, and hold Control right mouse button, and now you can move.
Oh man, you have features for everything.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. You can do it with two of them, no problem.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah, rotate now, starting rotating and shaping. That's all good. Yeah, but this is good. Actually, feedback. Good idea to hide the mouse for this left mouse button action, which we do a lot. Just for everyone who does roto, like seriously this roto in some elements, for everyone who does that, you will see if you start using Flowbox how nicely, how comfortable it is to have these features like, line thickness, transparency, and manipulating size of the point, all these elements. This is just perfect. Yeah. So.
Every person has a different way of working. It's I've seen when I'm usually doing rounds or stuff, or just going to any place's desk, and it's each one has a different way of working. Some people like to work with big lines. It's the same thing as in Nuke. Everybody likes to change stuff. I usually like to keep it really simple and as default as possible.
You know better than me. Like guys from ILM, they using their own software, proprietary software. They work sometimes without. They don't want to see. They want to see the line at all.
Yeah.
Am I right? That's the case. Yeah.
Yeah, I think even ILM is actually changing to Silhouette or to Flowbox to have a better understanding. Honestly, man, these new tools that you've been showing us for drawing hair detail and stuff, and I can imagine plenty of shows that I've done. I don't know, at DNAG we did Exodus with 1,000 flags, and man, it was frame by frame craziness. And if I had this tool, it would be much easier to start drawing and save us hours, literally hours. So I just wish that you've come into the picture a few years ago. But yeah, it's good. We're gonna pick it up for the future.
Yeah, you never know when the next 3,000 frame flag shot will come.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're doing plenty at base now. Believe me, we're doing plenty.
Exactly. So this is it. I mean, for some cool stuff about features. There's way more, of course, and I'd love to show you. So maybe you have some questions here, no?
Absolutely. Well, I've been dropping the questions whenever people are asking. So yeah, the guys can just drop any questions that you would like, and I'll keep asking it to you. I'll keep interrupting you.
Well, do that. All right. So just should quickly show you the next very cool stuff, which was introduced in part 1.6, and it's refined in 1.7. Let me show you, which is even better now. It's isolation. So let's do.
Oh, sorry, Miko. We have a few questions here. Is there any features with secondary windows?
Yeah. Let me show you. Secondary windows, like multiple windows workflow.
Multiple windows. Yeah, I think multiple monitors, right?
Absolutely. Like you can use multiple monitors, no problem. Just let me open a second viewer. That's the second viewer, right? So this is gonna be number 2 for roto quality. Is number 1, and this is it. Let me show you. So what is the most important in Flowbox versus other softwares is that in Flowbox, each viewer is independent in terms of, for example, stabilization or other features. Let me show like how it works. So this shape's animating now. This shape is without animation. Let me just grab maybe this guy here. So what we can do, let's move this shape more in the frame so we can see some stabilization in action. Of course, as you can see, smooth interpolation here. Smooth, always smooth.
Oh, yeah.
No hard keyframes. Everything is smooth. So okay. So this is the motion. And what is great, I can keep this entire frame here, seeing all the image, and see the motion. And in the right screen here, on this shape, I can say follow the shape. Set. It's independent. So now you see, in the right view, this is stabilized. In the left view, it's not. That's the difference.
Cool.
Right. That's a big difference. And if I now want to
you can have a customized actual window that you can drag into a secondary monitor on whatever you want, and any kind of preference that you want, right?
Yes, exactly. You can just right click on a viewer and say promote to window. That's like that. That's my floating window right now. Yeah. So this is it. And now Okay, just stabilization on, and you're ready to go. Yeah.
If you want any kind of check for the actual rotor, right?
Yeah, that's like kind of quality check, right? You can do it here. You can do it with a Roto Node, using this color solid background, or pressing C, or using overlay if you like, or just checking alpha channel quickly if it's okay or not. But you can also do some compositing, right? So you can use merge, press M on the keyboard, just like that. You can open the shelf, which is a super secret shelf here on the top. Mm-hmm. And use some compositing tools here. They are nice and pretty solid. So this is merge, and if I want to bring another footage, let's say let's bring some element, maybe this is HD. I don't remember. Okay, let's maybe use the car shot here. That's a car, and if I want to use the car as a background and the girl as foreground, I can set it up quickly with drawings, connections. Mm-hmm. So that's background, foreground. It's actually, you have the description here if you take a closer look, and let's check the output. So I'm gonna place this back to the. Okay, I'm gonna just press number 2 here. Number 2 on my. You see, that's my mix of two nodes. Now let's use pre-multiply. I can do pre-multiply this inside Roto Node, like this. Yep. See? So all elements are cut out.
Implicit or explicit.
I can, or I can do it later. Just after Roto, I can place the node. Hit tab, like pre-multiply, enter, done. The same action, but you have a node, so you can control it separately. Okay, so this is my merge, and with my background, and now I can again zoom in and check my quality.
Yeah, this is good. I can imagine this being used if you want to just quickly bring any kind of element, any kind of CG, if you want, as a reference, or even an annotation. So if someone gave you an annotation saying, okay, roto around this area, so you can quickly bring it into and do some maths to see it. Yeah, this is nice.
Definitely. Okay, so that's like for 2 monitors. Of course, you can use more. And this is cool that Flowbox saves your Windows setup per project, which means if you open this project again, this project will have the same Windows setup. It's going to be remembered per project. The next step is to give you the options to save your Windows layout independently of project, right? So just different layouts, like for example Nuke has, which is really nice. I like it. So we'll do it, of course. Just it's just waiting on a list to be done. Oh, okay. So that's the viewer. What is nice about, let's say, the nodes here, compositing nodes? What you can do now? Let me go back for the moment to the Mocha situation. Uh-huh. So if you have any Mocha here, this is very important actually. Let me show you. So we have the girl here. Let's track her a bit. So maybe face. Let's go for next Roto Node here separately, just to clean more directory, which is face. It's gonna be face. Let's do it in this position and see if it's gonna work. I don't know. Let's try this. Face. I suppose it's gonna be nice Mocha action here happening. Okay, right. So this is it. Select shape, Mocha Tracker. Okay, let's go forward.
That's pretty solid, man. It's pretty solid.
Really solid, yeah. Let's go back. I think when she's gonna, put up glasses, it's gonna be a bit problem. As I imagine, actually not bad. But this is the moment to use occlusion maps, right here.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now I can play with occlusions. So I'm not going to repeat the occlusions, let's say, tutorial, but this is the Mocha. And what I wanted to show you is that you can export this corner pin from here. And this is really nice. So this is my corner pin working inside this shape, Mocha corner pin. Mm-hmm. And the button here, export corner pin node. So now my corner pin is exported separately. And what is great, I can now select any other image. Let's say I have another example with that. I will show you that in a second. But you can bring another image, corner pin, use it for compositing, and place it on top of it. Right? But now this is going to be face replacement, right? So we can play with that. And this corner pin is, let me show you, it's here. It's working with exactly like Mocha, and you can modify later scale and transform to put it back. Cool. I can show you that in one example here. A moment. So that was the example. I did it like in 5 minutes before we started the webinar. So okay, so this is it. That's the plate. Let me drag and drop it to the timeline, drag and drop to the window quickly to set up the wrench. That's the car running, right? And let me show you, how it works, how the compositing is going in Flowbox. Mm-hmm. So this is the plate I got from the internet, from Google, right? Images. Yeah. Yep. Just a quick image. So now this is the constant, which is white. Pure white, and I'm merging these two, as you see, using the matte, the shape for Roto. So I'm just putting the white.
Yep, cleaning up.
Cleaning up. That's it, done. Now I'm using Roto to cut out the shape of the plate, because that was on a white background without alpha channel. So it's ready. Now I took my Flowbox logo. I have it always with me. And
handy.
And I transform it, of course, to proper scale and put on top of the plate. So this is just compositing, right? I mean, I think it's clear. So now I can crop it, of course. This is cropped area to clean it up more. And here comes the corner pin exported from Mocha. Yep. Sorry, this is actually the corner pin before Mocha. This is corner pin to place it on top of the element, the image, right? In the reference frame, the first frame. And this corner pin is from Mocha. This one. This contains all the information from Mocha. So here's my Roto Node where I was tracking, and I don't even gonna use this for Roto right now. So this was just for compositing. So it's ready. Now I can hit play, and it's there. So I can now compare, let's say, number 2, yeah. Cool. Between number 1, I can switch on the fly. Ready.
So pretty much you can do some comp inside this tool as well, right? So is that the future? Is that what you see the future for Flowbox is to move into a more complex compositing kind of workflow? Miko?
This is a question.
I think I lost you.
Coming over and over, actually.
Give us a second. I think I lost you with this one. It was really slow. You there?
Can you hear me now?
It's still lagging a bit.
You're there? Can you hear me?
It's catching up. It's catching up. You need a better connection.
How is it now?
It's better. It's better.
It's better now?
Yeah.
I think Skype is trying to sometimes to just clean up the bandwidth.
So
okay,
I was asking if you're moving into some more advanced comp stuff for Flowbox for the future.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I mean, just to explain all of you guys, I mean, what we are up to is we are pretty sure that today what we do, we need to be kind of really flexible as VFX artists. So it means we shouldn't be forced to buy a huge package of tools for thousands of dollars. We should be able to pick almost tool by tool for a task we have to do. So if I have a roto task, I'm going to grab rotoscopy tools.
Yeah, it's a bundle, right? It's a bundle.
I'm
It's a
going to
bundle
finish
of
it
stuff that you
or
need
just
to
cut it back, and I'm ready. Yeah, quickly. Yeah, if I need a computer, for example, to do the CG comp, like I have let's say 20 different layers rendered from V-Ray or Arnold, and I need to put them together. Do I need the package for, I don't know, a couple $1,000 to do that? No, I don't need that. So you're going to buy, let's say CG comp, for example, tool set from Flowbox, and you're ready. You're gonna get all tools to do this process for you. And that's the way we think about it. We think about processes, what we have to do, and we try to split it and simplify it for you. So the same for example, color correction if it's gonna be needed, and then editing, whatever is coming, and we're gonna try to keep it, simple and affordable, first of all, for you. And again, we don't want to repeat the same thing. So we don't want to copy the tools around. We want to bring some innovation here.
Cool.
So that's why we are so focused on rotoscopy now, because we feel this is the place where we can innovate even more. So that's why we are now working on more automatization. Snapping, drawing, it's excellent. It's time saving, but we feel we can do more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So this is it. Yeah. So do we have any other questions, maybe?
I think Amar was saying, can you show the alpha on the float screen? Yeah, we can do it. Misha was asking, how's the Python integration?
This is in progress. So thanks for asking. We of course we know about it. That this is important, and it's just coming. I mean, every app has to have it. So as soon as let's say first studios are now implementing the software, we got really nice feedback. What has to be implemented in the Python area. So this is coming.
Cool.
So just stay tuned. So we'll bring it in. I was about to show you one thing about isolation, so let me just do that quickly because it's important. Sorry?
Your connection is really, really slow. So yeah, from time to time we have some issues trying to understand you. But yeah.
But could you maybe block the video for a moment, Carlos?
Block the video?
Your video stream.
What, your one?
Your one.
Maybe close my Skype, my video from Skype.
Video from Skype, exactly. I don't know if it's possible here.
Maybe this? Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. So maybe we can get like better, screen sharing. I don't know. Can you see nicely the image?
Maybe it helps.
I don't know. I hope it's. If not, we can reconnect. But let me just quickly show you the thing here. So I'm gonna bring back this girl here. Okay, so we have for super fast caching, sequence ready, 2K full frame, fully done. Okay, and now can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So this is the isolation thing. Let me show you. Very important stuff. So I'm gonna use just create couple shapes just to explain. Okay, so this is gonna be maybe something like here. Maybe something like here. This is like here.
How are we in terms of performance for hundreds of splines?
Oh, it's getting better and better. 1.7 is even faster. With let's say the previous version. So yeah, so we still focus on the performance. We try to nail anything that is, let's say, slowing, whatever is slowing. We just catching it up. So you should feel really nicely. Really the speed of it. But what is important and what helps, with to work with multiple shapes, like hundreds of shapes, is exactly isolation. Yeah. So that's why we know, because every software has this problem at some point. If you have motion blur, a couple hundred shapes, it's gonna just getting slower. No doubts.
I think I have a question for you that I was waiting to drop. That is from Marco. Any chance to have motion blur in the next release? I think we have motion blur, right?
We definitely have a motion blur. Absolutely. So let me show you. This is just quickly show one example for motion blur immediately, sir. So that's my alpha channel. This shape is gonna have a motion blur here. We have a motion blur which is matching Nuke's motion blur 100%. So if I go to motion blur here, crank up the shutter just to show you this.
Yeah.
This is all quality, of course. So you can bring like this to number 5, or if you see any artifacts still, just go to 20 value quality,
cool.
And it's gonna get like nice, super smooth motion blur here. And you can check. This is the in action, right? So this is motion blur, ready to use. If you export that into Nuke, you're gonna get the same motion blur per shape, animated of course. So you can animate the motion blur just to quickly right-click, set key. You're good to go. Right-click, quality also, no problem. Yeah. Here, feather, right-click. You can animate everything here, no problem with that. Yeah? So let me just quickly
go back. We have a lot of people watching. You have Antonio, Rafael, Yvonne, Sergio, Colinid.
Hello, guys. Great to see you. Is it South America, or is it like Portugal?
Oh man, it is all over the place. All over the place. Antonio is in Sweden. Rafael is in Portugal. He works in Vancouver. Yvonne is in Vancouver. Sergio is probably in Portugal. Colin is in London. So we have people from all over the place.
Wow, I'm really happy to hear. Okay, I got a bit stressed, but okay, let's continue. All
right, isolation.
Isolation, guys. I mean, this is important. So, multiple shapes. You see, this is getting messy very quickly, and we need to focus on what we do. So, use isolation. Just do that. I mean, if you work with this element, fine tuning, manually, or tracking, or snapping, whatever, just select maybe these two guys and isolate them. This is the button, which is actually under Q, because Q is hiding all the shapes. If you press Alt Q, you're gonna hide gizmos. You're gonna see only these two gizmos.
Cool.
Because blue border telling you warning, you see only two shapes, but that's no problem. We're gonna now nicely be focused. Okay, we're gonna animate this, play with that. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the way. And if you wanna unisolate, just press Alt Q again, go back. And what is cool, let me show you, if we now go to rendering, press number 2, see Roto Node, that's my alpha channel. As an overlay, if I press Alt Q once, I'm isolating only gizmos. You see, but the rendering is still, we are rendering all shapes. But if you press again Alt Q, now I am isolating not only shapes, gizmos, but also render.
Nice, I get it. So basically, what you're saying is that you can focus on just the splines that you're working, but still having an overall view of the whole shot.
Yes, which is here, right? That's exactly the mode. And this is the isolation button. If you long press this, you can see isolate gizmos, and rasters. So you can choose the isolation you like. You can just toggle them with Alt Q, with multiple Alt Q presses. Yeah.
Cool.
And yeah, I think it's very cool. Just very, very useful. Yeah. Of course, here comes also the famous hard edge checker.
Oh, I like that one. I know where that comes from.
I know. Not everyone knows where it comes from, but this is because of some gentleman speaking with us today. Yeah.
All right, show us that, please.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's imagine we have the motion blur edge. We have to deal with that, and this is our edge, and this is the moment which is difficult. Actually, Carlos, please explain. This. What is the issue here? How we have to deal with that?
Well, It's per company request. Usually we have some companies that are a bit too focused on hard edge, and it's a long discussion between rotoing on the hard edge, on actually rotoing where the object should be. So keeping the spline halfway through. So there is always this issue of people saying, oh, we can't check where the hard edge is if you're not putting the spline on the hard edge. Well, actually you can. So if you have a tool like this, you just gamma down and you'll see the perfect hard edge, so 100% there. So you can just quickly have a glimpse where your hard edge is, just in case. Well, this is not the case because it's super sharp on the actual photography. But if you have something in heavy motion blur, this tool will help you to understand and to judge quickly where is the hard edge, just for check. Okay, so you know for sure if there's any kind of request of rendering a hard edge matte, that you can quickly check with this tool and then go into Nuke, or even in Flowbox you probably have a gamma node in there, and just gamma it down and render it up. Okay, so hard edge is completely different than non-motion blur. Okay, yeah. It's a very long discussion. Each time, every year, I have a lot of conversations regarding this hard edge thing. So I think that the actual softwares can help in clarifying this. So people abandon completely the hard edge idea of putting the splines on hard edges and actually putting the splines where the motion blur makes absolute sense. So it matches soft edge and it matches hard edge, matches both. So it's very simple. We have a question from Miko, and you know this one. This is a classic. I've been asking you as well. Can you have global motion blur as in Nuke?
Wow,
it's coming.
This is thank you. That's one of your spies working here. This is.
This was not me. I didn't ask. This is Misho. Okay, Misho is also a company owner and is a teacher in Sweden. So he knows what he's talking about.
Absolutely. I know the question. Yes, we are working on it. Just let us work more on that. This is something we want to do really nicely. And also, this is important because, as you know, global motion blur was kind of introduced pretty late in all softwares, and it was kind of patchy, situation where they put this implementation of global motion blur on top of the actual roto. So that's the good example is Nuke, when you have to choose between, okay, I'm gonna do the motion blur press shape or global, and we try to do it nicely also in Flowbox, our way, let's call it.
Yeah, it's
and we want it also to be fast. So, yes, definitely. So we are working on it, yeah, and just be patient. This is coming. If this is a important case right now, of course, we advise to just export your roto to Nuke, and when it's done, and just enable that.
Yeah, and turn on the global motion blur. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So
what else do you want to show us? We have more people watching. We have Diego from Argentina. We have Luis from Mexico.
That's great to see you guys. Oh, okay. So we can show you now quickly the dope sheet, which is I think also very important to anyone. Just don't mind this purple thing here. This is the glitch which is visible only on my computer on this planet. No, we haven't experienced that on any other machine for the last couple of years. So that's my laptop, and here we have and this is a GPU NVIDIA based issue. So it's not Flowbox. It's just drivers probably on my machine, custom drivers. And here's the dope sheet, and this is what's cool about. Let's say, okay, this is the shape number 3. Here we have. Let's move it around. So let's just drop it to the timeline quickly to navigate. Okay, a moment. Oh, exactly. You can press F to fit the keys in the viewer, and now we see these are the keys for my animation, right? So what you can do in Dope Sheet, of course, you can move the keys around, multiple keys, no problem. And what you can do also something like that. This is my first keyframe. Let's select the shape, back shape. And this is my second keyframe, right? So what I can drag this keyframe to the left without colliding with the other. Just, sliding this. And they're just replaced.
Oh, nice.
Just like that. Yeah, which is really nice. You can do the same, of course, on the multiple keys, no problem. Just drag them like there is no collision possible here. This is cool. And also, if you need to, let's animate more these shapes. I'm gonna create this animation with smooth interpolation. You see, smooth interpolation. Maybe a bit more key frames for this. Let's make more space in action. Okay, now more frames. Cool. I hope you can see the shape. I don't know what is the quality now.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad now.
Okay, cool. So let's now isolate to make it more visible again. Alt Q quickly, and now I can in a clear view show you what I mean. So this is the motion, which is smoothly interpolated. If I want to make it linear, because sometimes we need that, so just go to the Dope Sheet and press Shift S. Shift S is opposite of S, which is just not smooth, and you're done. This is linear now. So you can quickly select any number of points and just make them S to smooth and Shift S to linear. You're gonna change the color. You're ready to go.
Cool.
Yeah?
So you have a way of changing per section. Let's say the interpolation, right?
Yes. You can change the interpolation here, which is really useful. Okay, the next step is going to be, of course, the full curve editor available for you for the shapes. We have it. We have the curve editor, but it's not yet fully organized, let's say, for roto work, because we have too much data there. I mean, now you know how much data is generated by roto shapes in the curve editor, so we have to kind of filter that. And that's what we're doing also for the next release, to filter this area for you. So this is the Dope Sheet. What is cool is also the lifetime, right? Because what we need to do, let me just close the Dope Sheet for a moment, and maybe just shrink it down. What is cool, we need to set up the visibility for shapes, right? So if you have Alt Q again, we have this number of shapes. We need to hide some of them. So let's select this guy here, and in a timeline, just press Control I and Control O to set the range for your visibility for the lifetime. And this is super intuitive. So you have green marker.
Quick visibility animation.
Yes, that's it. Shape is gone, as you see. Shape is on and off. It just goes like that. You can do the same for the folder, and that's great. Just disable for shape. Don't use disable this for the shape. Create a folder, and if you bring a couple shapes, let's say these, maybe 3 shapes inside. Here is a quick tip to moving the shapes. Control X to cut them. Select the folder. Control V to paste. It's like that. Because we are now you can do it through the keyboard. Manual you can do one by one. So this is my folder, and if I now select this directory and press Control I and Control G again for some range, Control O, this is the range for these 3 shapes, as you see, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're showing up, hiding up, and this is gonna be translated to After Effects and Mute as a lifetime, and After Effects as opacity, and this is cool. So if you have working with After Effects, of course, you have these numbers here, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have these numbers here, so you can always change them manually if you like, but I wouldn't do that. I just drag
manually takes a lot of time. So visually is always better. So you can do it multiple times.
What do you mean by multiple? Like
multiple
drag
visibility. So if you want to turn on the spline again.
No, you cannot. I mean, actually, what is cool, we have a very nice like internal paper, let's call it, on how to do that. So we know how to make it possible. But right now we said, okay, we have this nice feature with visibility on the timeline. Let's use it for a moment. In the next releases, we're gonna probably introduce this multiple.
Yeah, it's tricky. I remember while we were discussing this, I think it was in Noodle back at the INAG. There is There's a lot of exceptions. So when you do that, so if you have on and off, and then you put something in the middle, you end up with something that is conflicting. So it's quite difficult in terms of implementation to have something that actually works, and it's stupid proof.
Yes, very true. And what it is cool, we made it on the paper, so we know how to do that. We definitely know it's possible, that's first thing. And secondly, we know also how to execute it. That's just the time of our developers, spending time, on fine-tuning this. All right, so this is it. And also we have, okay, that was a visibility trick. And what I wanted to show you more, no, I think that was it. So you can animate it here. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Do you have any?
Cool.
Yeah. So just to quickly sum it up, because it is already second hour we go, right?
We're going for 2 hours. And
yeah, it's pretty long.
We had like 15 to 20 people constant, so it's nice.
Wow.
People coming in and out. Yeah.
To show one more thing here, because if we go for tracking, so there's many questions about it. So let's do some tracking action here. Let's just again let's track some element. Okay, maybe this back thing. I'm gonna create a directory which is nice back, and if I'm gonna track this, make it smaller. 1 moment. Okay, this wasn't nice, so just make me select it W and correct it here. Now it's better. And this is my shape, okay, for tracking, dirty, all right, and let's track, all right, tracking works very nicely, okay, tracking frames, maybe a bit backward as well, okay, it's enough. So that's my tracking. Now, I want to correct this tracking, all right, so I want to adjust it. So maybe so we have two options. One is clear after the current frame and clear before current frame. So you can just clean it up, cut out what's wrong. Sometimes you have some errors, right? So you can cut this off. And that's one thing. And if you want to adjust it, you can also go to Curve Editor, which is a bit more tricky, but definitely available. And you have to kind of find it in the transform tab of this mask collection, which is not super. As you see, this is the shape. So let me just quickly go here, which is this. 1 moment. Second. Yeah, that's. As you see, the range is pretty huge. So what you can do, you can kind of go here, and that's a transformation of the shape, and this is the corner pin. Let me just quickly go here. That's a corner pin from 2. Actually, this one is not animated. Okay, I think I made a bad example, going too deep into this editor. Get too much of it. But I just wanted to show you how we now how we are thinking about the curve editor. So you will be able to animate everything. Everything.
Pretty much everything in there, to be honest. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So you just have to find a way of limiting the visibility of all of this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we now have to do. We have to filter it for you, so you can quickly just grab what's necessary, and that's it, right? So let me just.
There's a lot of potential in there, yeah.
And I got it. So you see, this is the corner pin. Actually, I was just picking the wrong one. So that's my corner pin. I can just select maybe this number of curves. That's my 3. That's my number 4. So it's from 0 to number 3. This is my corner pin. Yeah. So this is my tracking, Mocha Tracker. So now, if you feel that's in the middle somewhere here, there's some error here, maybe. So just select this key
or something. You can go there and just refine it, right?
Just delete them if you like, or refine. Yeah. So there are some small errors. You can just clean it up here.
Cool.
In the future, of course, you will be able to filter the curves. So the same goes for Point Tracker, of course. So the Point Tracker you can manage it even quicker, right, than this. Yeah, but this is here. All right.
Cool. Awesome.
So that's what I wanted to show.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
Okay, guys. Many thanks. Just maybe to sum it up, what I wanted to show today is, of course, like rock solid mocha built inside. Speed is, option for any roto artist, and together with these tools for quick manipulations of the shape, like snapping, drawing, a quick dragging, shape gizmo, very very flexible shape gizmo, and then on top of that, the UI experience, the interface that gives you the full, like smooth and kind of transparent experience. Like you don't feel interface too much. You feel the image, the shapes you're working with. I think this is the kind of killer combo I love in Flowbox.
Cool.
That's what I like.
And it's very close to Nuke. So if someone comes from a Nuke background, it won't have any problem in picking up this. So it's node based. Nodes are fun, a bit different than what we used to in Nuke, but it's seems pretty simple. And it's all about the interface, right? It's fun to use. There's some cool gadgets for people to play. So yeah, this is good.
Absolutely. It's going to be growing also. This is important because this area here, you have a keyer, you have a difference keyer, for example, some tools for grading, simple grade tool, playing with crop. Oh, by the way, crop. Yeah, okay, this is another topic maybe for the next webinar. I'm going to share more things. There's a lot of things. But just if someone is coming from After Effects or other, I don't know, Fusion, no, maybe not Fusion, After Effects, which is not a node based. So if anyone goes from this area, no problem, because you're gonna quickly learn the basics of let's say node-based workflow and how to make the node-based compositing using this, even if it's simple, let's say selection here of tools. If you're gonna then switch into Nuke, you're gonna feel like at home, or Fusion, the same, because that's the same philosophy, right? And we are building the tools which are not totally different, like you can recognize them. You're gonna recognize the same methodology there, right?
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome, man.
Okay, thanks a lot. So thank you for being here today. We're gonna run some nice promotions, of course, for Flowbox for some quite time. So just take a look, use the trial, spend some time with the tool. If you have some comments, just let us know. What is important? I mean, if anyone from today, let's
can
say.
Can you show us your picture, Miko? Sorry.
Yeah.
So we can see you.
Thank you. That's good advice. You see, my Skype is already gone, so I have to just.
Yeah, Skype is getting a bit weird, Skype is getting weird. Like the latest version of Skype, like Skype 8, is consuming so much CPU. It's crazy. Yeah, they have some fancy new stuff.
Can you see?
Yeah, I can see you now.
Okay, so I'm on the screen, right? So guys, I mean, thank you very much. And what are we gonna do now? We're gonna run a lot of promotions around Flowbox right now, because what is necessary is just really to give it a go, give it a try, to work with the project, make it faster, make a test with your shots during the production. Here's the question to you guys. I mean, if you feel that any one of you can do one shot, I don't know, the sequence, even just part of the shot, just for your production, and we're gonna use that in the production, let us know. We are open to let's say see what you got, your setup, your work, and we'd love to show that later on the Facebook and our media channels. So that's gonna be for us a very nice kind of piece of content to show. Also the examples here on how the people are working. So I have nice examples just to give you an example. I got nice examples from Flowbox with Flowbox setups from Russia, from the United States, from Germany. I'm prepping now the nice new demo reel showing the movies. As we know, when we work on a movies, we have to wait even sometimes years before we can show the output. Right? It's a bummer, but it's coming. So today in the world, there's let's say bunch of nice VFX feature productions going on together with Flowbox, and studios are using it on a daily basis. So very soon there will be more and more nice examples, and I hope also more tutorials and some nice tricks, how to use it.
Cool.
So thanks a lot.
I'm showing a clip that Daniel, my student from my compositing course, he sent me a nice clip. You can't see it right now, but you'll see it on the stream. So he's using it, and he's throwing a lot of cards up in the air, and he's matching pixel by pixel the actual motion blur and the position of these cards moving around. So there's a lot of tracking involved. In this case, tracking is like frame by frame, right? Because the cards are flipping and stuff. So yeah, you've seen this. You've seen this on his show reel. So he's pretty much matching it like pixel by pixel with all of this stuff. So crazy work. So it's solid because like you need some crazy examples. It's what people are always asking for is crazy examples in terms of roto. Can this software match some high ending shots that we need to do in the industry? And yeah, it's possible, totally possible. So yeah. I'm really looking forward to. I've tested this in outside of shot environment in terms of industry. We tried with our course, and we were quite heavy in terms of requirements. So yeah, I think this is gonna be pretty fun. So I hope to have this software in Kuala Lumpur that I'm moving in a couple of weeks. And I hope to have it there to give it a proper run.
Yeah, very cool. I can't wait, to see it, on a daily basis at studio and with people, pushing this, to the limit, because that's the moment we really like. And just to mention, one thing, we're gonna run some nice on the Facebook. We're gonna go with some nice the Roto of the Day contest, which is going to be, I think, really fun. So expect that very soon. We're going to just artists from all the world can just roto out one frame. It doesn't need to be the entire sequence. Of course, if it's going to be the couple sequence of the material, it's even better. But we're going to just have fun, cutting out the elements and kind of mashing up the content and posting it on Facebook. So expect some crazy stuff going on the Facebook soon.
Cool. So you have your trial version for that contest.
Yes. You can use our trial, no problem, and just send us examples and send one image or sequence, whatever you like, and we're gonna pick from these sequences in images the one for the day. So the goal for me is to make it funny. If someone wants to make some serious stuff, no problem.
Cool.
And just be polite.
Be polite.
Be polite is Roto. But yeah, we're gonna judge on it and we're gonna post it on Facebook. So stay tuned. Stay tuned on our channel.
Cool, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this moment. It's always a pleasure to have a chat with you. You're always willing to help with all this stuff, even with training sessions and stuff. So I'm pretty sure if the guys have questions, they can just drop a message to you, and you guys will be going to be on it for sure.
Absolutely. I'm just going just to give you a heads up what's going on these days. I'm preparing my trip to Norway to meet some friends in Norway. This is a very nice place with VFX place in Norway, and I can't tell you everything, but there are some very good just friends of Carlos, which Carlos doesn't even know who is this.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. You have friends in Norway, Carlos, and everybody knows you.
That's new to me.
Family guy.
That's new to me.
Yeah, I will tell you later. Maybe, I don't know. I will be going.
Cool. All right.
Going there with Flowbox. This is gonna be fun. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Carlos, a lot for your hospitality and time. And let's roll it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure, Miko. Always a pleasure. Bye-bye. See you. All right, guys. Yeah. First episode of season 3. Yeah, I hope to carry on doing this. I'm moving to Malaysia, as I was saying, during the next couple of weeks. I'm the new global head of DPR at BaseFX. So we're going to be doing some high-end projects in there. And it's going to be pretty fun. So yeah, just moving all the gear from Portugal to the other side of the world, and we'll carry on. There's a lot of stuff that I want to announce and show you. So we have new courses coming up, and yeah. If you want to catch up with me, I'll be at Comic-Con Portugal in September. 9th of September, I think. We're going to be doing a couple of panels in there, and yeah, if you wanna come up and say hi, please do. Yeah, always a pleasure to have you guys here. Any questions, just let me know. All right, drop me a message. Cool. Bye bye. See you later.